热烈的掌声欢迎来自印度尼西亚的百万美人名人暨7届华人领袖苏兰妮 lani。
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you feeling?
Amazing.
Well, thank you. Thank you. It's such an honor for me to be here. This is the first time that I am in Macau, and this is the first time that I'm actually attending Greater China events. So I'm very excited to be here to share about my story, but actually mainly I'm also very excited to come here to learn from all of you. How many of you here for the very first time? Any of you? Wow, so many. Can you give them a hand, please? If you're here for the first time like me, I hope you understand that you are in the right room, that you are with the best of the best leaders in the whole of Greater China. And I sincerely congratulate and appreciate each one of you that are here because I know you made a commitment and set a goal to be here. So I would like to thank the management team of Greater China for inviting us, for inviting me. It is such an honor and a privilege, and thank you for trusting me with your best people. And I would like to also, I don't know if you know, take this time to appreciate Mr. Andrew Fan. I know he's not here in the room today, but I don't know if many of you know that he was actually in Southeast Asia before, and he was responsible for the opening of the Indonesian market in 2005. So I remember I was just a diamond executive, working hard, struggling to starting the business, and he invited me to lunch, and he gave me his wisdom and encouragement and assurance that Nuskin is the right choice. And I've never met anyone so hardworking and so committed as him. So please, can I borrow your hand to appreciate Mr. Andrew Fan? Thank you. So my topic today is actually goals and beliefs and how to take action. But before I get on to my sharing, let me share a little bit with you about my background and why I'm here today. So, they introduced, my name is Lani. I'm from Indonesia. I was born in Jakarta, and I moved to a little country in New Zealand when I was young. Does anybody know where New Zealand is? A few? It's a little country actually down under with 3 million people and 60 million sheep. So 14 years of my life I spent there, and I think I see more sheep than people. And my background is accounting. I used to work for PricewaterhouseCoopers for 6 years, and that was my dream job. I love what I did. I know there's a lot of accountants in the room. Is there any accountants that are like me? Yeah, there's a few. And I love my job. That was my dream job. I knew I was going to be an accountant ever since I was 14 years old. But after working about 5 years, I realized two things. First, I realized that if I work for a big corporation, it doesn't matter how much I like my job, my boss doesn't quite like me the same way. I found that there's always somebody who's willing to work harder, who's younger, who's happy to take over my job if I leave. No one is irreplaceable. But secondly, I realized that I only get paid when I work. So when I don't work, I don't get paid. Doesn't matter how much I earn. So I was pregnant with my first daughter at the time, and I was looking for an opportunity of what am I going to do after this? Am I going to be a house mother and not having any money and any work? Or am I going to continue with my high demanding job? And I knew I was not going to have any time. So, and that's when I met Nuskin. I was introduced by a friend of a friend of a friend who shared with me Nuskin, and I tried the products. I was very skeptic, but I thought at that time I had a really, really bad skin. I had so much acne that, more than you can see the skin. I had really bad skin. And I said, there's no harm, nothing to lose. I've got bad skin anyway, let me try. So I tried the products and I loved it. 2 weeks. The products makes a difference. I could tell this is good products. But then so I learned to investigate about the business. Now it's not a coincidence that PricewaterhouseCoopers happened to be the auditor of Nuskin. So what I did was I went back to my office and I checked the internal files and I began to study what is Nuskin all about. And the more I studied, the more I began to fall in love with Nuskin. So I think understanding Nuskin was an amazing opportunity, was not difficult, right? So there was an opportunity for me to attend a global convention in the US. So I invested my time, my money, I went to the US and I went to see what an amazing company Nuskin is. I went to talk to the employees. I went to talk to the millionaires. I went to talk to the people there. And based on what I saw, this is an amazing, amazing opportunity. So I think understanding Nuskin as a good opportunity was not hard. So if you are here and you're still not convinced, I encourage you, I challenge you to dig deeper. And I think the more you dig, the more you find out that Nuskin is one of a kind. So that is not a problem. The problem is believing that I can do this business. Because let me share with you my journey. When I started, I just had a few little problem, challenge. I was very young. I did not have any business experience. I had bad skin. I didn't have much money. My husband just started a business and within 9 months he lost all our investment and we both have resigned from our job, so we really didn't have much money. We had no time. I just given birth to a little baby girl and it was hard how to do a business and something foreign, something new, and I have very limited experience. I have no friends. Can you believe it that I did not really like people? My husband and I, we are very, very private people. We just work and stay at home. We only have very limited friends. So it was very challenging when I started. I had no upline. When I started, my upline Blue Diamond went to Malaysia at that time to open a market. By the time they come back, I have already quit at that time. And so when I start the business, they actually already retired. So I really had to, if I want to do it, I have to do it myself. And so there was no system, there was no programs like what we have. We have no H-block, nothing like that. So I had, if you like, when I started, I had no evidence whatsoever that I could be successful in this business. In fact, I think the first 1 year of this business, all I could think about was quitting. And I did. So I don't think Nuskin I think Nuskin is good, but I don't think it's right for me. So my husband said, let's go home, we're going back to Indonesia. And thank God, a second opportunity came for me. It was when Indonesia market opens in 2005. So 2005, Indonesia market opens. I was still not very good in the business, but one thing I did do was, when I learned about Nuskin a few years back, I learned how to dream. I learned how to invest in myself, in my personal development. I never stopped reading and learning ever since I joined Nuskin. And so my investment of learning and investing in myself, I took everything I had at that time, and when the Indonesia market opens in 2005 in August finally, I had a burning desire to be successful. And I had a dream. I was not good in anything. I just knew that I had to be successful. and we became Blue Diamond in 2006. And later, 2009, we became the first team elite, and then later, 2012, we became the first $1 million circle member in Indonesia. Thank you. So, let me show you what I learned the first 5 years of my journey with Nuskin. I learned about the power of goal setting. I said I was not good in many things, and I really am honest. But I'm very, very good in goal setting. I've learned how to improve myself. I was just a little turtle, just, very slowly crawling. But I said, if I am just 1% better today than I am yesterday, in 1 year, I'll be 365% better. If I just continue growing and learning and learning and learning, I don't care how slow I am, I'm eventually going to make it. That's what I understand. So I learned the most important skills in this business is goal setting. You see, in life, change is automatic, but progress is not. Every day we are getting older. Thank God we age clock, we look younger, but we grow. But I've seen people grow older, life change, but they're not necessarily better. So progress have to be pursued. It's not something that just happens automatically. We don't just automatically get better. We have to be intentional in growing. So the first, if I can ask again, how many of you here are less than 1 year in the business? Less than 1 year in the business. Can I see your hands? Can I see your hands? Wow. If you have not made a decision, make your decision before you leave this island. That Nuskin is the right vehicle. Because I know what it's like to battle in your mind, if you don't make a decision. I said we have made 2 decisions. One decision to join Nuskin, one decision is to really commit and do Nuskin. The first 1 year, most people, they ask the wrong questions. Is this right for me? Can I really be successful? Can I do this? Am I going to be an accountant? Or am I going to be a Nuskin today? Am I going to do this? So wrong questions will lead to wrong answer. So the key to growth in this business starts with when we accept full responsibility for our success, for our future, for our lives. Not hoping, not wishing that things will get better, but knowing and accepting that if I want to be successful, then I have to change. If I want to get better, then if I want things to get better, I have to get better. So make that decision if you have not already. Now, for majority of you here, you pass that stage. So this stage next is coachable stage. I was on my 2nd year, 3rd year, I'm asking, okay, I'm going to do Nuskin. Nuskin is going to be for me. So what next? What should I do? How can I do this? Teach me, right? So this coachable stage, can I ask how many of you here are in your 2nd, 3rd, or 4th year in the business? 2nd, 3rd, or 4th year? Okay, about half the room. This is probably where you are. I want to learn. I want to grow. Teach me. Show me. Now, can I share with you 5 things I learned in the first 5 years of my business once you make that decision? This is what I did when I really look at what did I learn in my first 5 years to be a leader. I said number 1 is goal setting. Everything is about goal setting. Setting goal not only what you want, but how you can set goals in the little things, set goals in your behavior, set goals in who you are going to be as a person, as a leader. Number 2, I learned about building discipline and integrity. This is what we call leading by example. When I started, my muscle was very weak because I didn't have any discipline. I didn't have any integrity. Integrity is doing what you say you are going to do. It's what are you doing when nobody is looking, when your upline is not looking, when your downline is not looking, when nobody's around. When you commit, I'm going to be here next year, and I'm going to be whatever it is that your goal is going to be. I'm going to be a 1-star, 2-star, a 4-star creator. I'm going to be a blue diamond. Whatever your goal is right now, are you really going to do it? Because it's going to take integrity to actually deliver what we say we're going to do. So most people, when they started this business, the muscle is very weak. You know, we are trying to fight in the Olympic Games and to fight with the best and compete with the best of the best leaders in the world, and yet we cannot even lift a 5-kilogram, weight. It's going to take training, and the training is about integrity and discipline. Because this is the basis of all other values. You can say that you have dreams. You can say that you want to make your parents happy. You want to provide a better future for your children. But without integrity, it doesn't mean anything. So it took me years to learn to discipline myself. And it's going to take focus and persistence. Because we get distracted. We live in a distracted world where we said one thing and then something else, or maybe that's better. I've seen a lot of people who dabble in this business. They try Nuskin for a while, and they think it's not fast enough, and they try other companies. They try other opportunities. And they continue trying other opportunities and other opportunities, looking for something easier. And it doesn't get any easier. If we want to be the best in what we do, if we want to be professionals, there's no shortcuts, my friends. It's going to take persistence. It's going to take focus for a period of time. If you can do this for 5 years, I promise you, you're going to change your life. The 4th and 5th thing that I had to learn was how to manage my time and how to manage my money. Because in that process of building our business, time management becomes very important. I had a young family, I had young children. It's how do you define that? A lot of my leaders, they have a full-time job or other businesses. How do you manage your time? You have to learn how to prioritize. You cannot manage time, by the way. Time cannot be managed. You have to set your priorities. And then the priorities will determine how you allocate your time. And money. Financial management, Nuskin business, just like any other business, if you don't manage your money well, it will slow you down in the business. If you still have debts, it will slow you down in this business. So learn that it's going to take time. That this is a business and not a job. That we need to invest our money, even coming to this event, even going to training, investing in the products, investing in the personal development. It's all going to take money, and it's going to take money to make this business bigger. So what I'm saying is just manage your money. Nuskin can teach you. You can make money in Nuskin, but it doesn't matter how much money you make. If you do not know how to manage it, we are no different than before. Somebody can make $1,000 income and spend $900. By the time they make $10,000 income and they spend $9,900, they are no different than when they're earning $1,000. So we need to manage that. So after my first 5 years, after I become Blue Diamond, actually, I was having a little success of personal success, but I was really unhappy. I wanted my life to make it something bigger. I want to make a difference for my country, for Indonesia. And this is my biggest dream. My biggest dream is not my paycheck, it's not my titles, but I wanted to make a difference for Indonesia. You see, I was born in Indonesia, but I did not grow up in Indonesia. And growing up, I was very, very ashamed to be Indonesian. You know, my mind, Indonesia is like, you know, it's a third world country. It still is. You know, it's dirty, it's polluted, it's traffic, it's corruption, it's lazy. People are lazy. People are, you know, they're not just what I would be proud of. So I wanted to create a world where, you know, there's equal opportunity and unity, even though we have different race, different religion, and different background. And I thought Nuskin is the perfect opportunity, because through Nuskin vehicle that we are able to do this. There's no other place that I could see, not through a corporation, not through a business world, not through politics, not through religion, that I could see that I could do this. So finally, I met this beautiful lady in 2008. Her name is Yusanida. When I met, she is a successful Muslim businesswoman, and she is a very successful politician. When we met through vision that she has the heart to impact and influence Indonesia, and she thought that she could do it through politics, but she can't, because it's a different world in politics. You know, right made wrong, sometimes wrong made right, and she was frustrated. So when we met, she said, I want to do this. You know, so the rest is really history. It took me 8 months though to follow her up. It took persistence and focus and determination, but finally after 8 long months of follow-up, which is so incredibly busy. But once she joined, first month she became executive. First month of executive check, she made $7,800 US dollars in commission, and that is crazy money for Indonesia. The rest is really history, because 5 years later she became the Blue Diamond Team Elite $1 Million Circle member, and we created a small medium enterprises, thousands, that was not possible through politics, that we are able to create through Nuskin. So without Nuskin opportunity, this would not have happened. Yeah, can you please give Nuskin? Without Nuskin, none of us would be here in this room today. 2009, I became team elite. My husband started to join me in the business. 2010, H-Lock strategy came. And we had few key leaders at the time. You know, we had alignment with Nuskin and the Nuskin corporate and leaders, and we started to grow. 2011, I started to look around for role models, like which country, which group, which city, who will be our models. I look around to Thailand, I look around to Malaysia and Singapore, I look to Korea, I look to Greater China. I am a big fan of Greater China. And I thank Antonia at the time, she was in Southeast Asia. Antonia, thank you. Can you please give her a hand for me? She did an amazing job convincing me to believe in Nuskin strategy. 2011, we only had around about 40 ruby at the time, but we have a big goal. We want to have 200 rubies, and this is the time that we need to lead by example. 2013, Antonia introduced B duplicate multiply strategy. Now, this is a story where Antonia came to our leadership event and tried to convince me that this strategy works. And I said, I don't know, Antonia. It sounds really hard. I am an old leader. I'm a 1.0 leader. And I don't know if I can do that. If I cannot even do that, how can I convince my downline to do that? But she is smart. She doesn't take my words for granted. She goes around to my key leaders and share it with them too. And one leader said, okay, I'll do it. She was about 2 years old. She's a young blue diamond. He said, okay, I'll do it. You know, I believe this. This can happen. And that year, Dr. Lina and Dr. Tommy, both a doctor's couple, they became the first Team Elite Platinum, but 4-star creator from Indonesia. And she proved us all wrong that it is possible. And then of course, you know what happened after that? It created a momentum. 2014, we continue with the momentum, with the expo strategy, with the trip strategy, with the LTO strategy, and October 2014, we hit our goals, 201 paid as Ruby in our team. So after that, we're working on our next goal, 1,000 Ruby. We want to align with the company. We want to support Southeast Asia to grow to $1 billion market. Thank you. So this is a little bit of my journey when I started. That's the little bumps. The little bumps is the LTO, and we started growing in 2013, 2014, and we have help along the way. I know Mr. Hurley is somewhere in the room. I never forget that meeting that we had in Singapore. Is he here in the room? Can you please, he is right here in the front. Can you please help me to give Mr. Hurley a hand? Thank you, I want to thank you so much. And among all the other leaders, actually there's not just one, but so many leaders that came, that was sent to Southeast Asia for a purpose. But that meeting was very special because you know, we learned. I brought a few of my key leaders, and he brought a few of his key leaders, and we really shared. And I began to dream bigger of what is possible. And we even invited Mr. Ming. I'm sure he's somewhere in the room. So thank you for coming to Indonesia. He even supported us in our team. We have helped along the way. My friends, success in this business is not a one-person show. One person is way too small to make a difference. But every success that we see on the stage is because there's so many people behind them, you know, that contributed to that success. So I just want to thank every single one of you that made such an inspiration for Southeast Asia. So many people ask me, what is the secret to success and happiness? Well, but happiness to me is not about what we get, but it's who we become and what we are able to give along the way. Because the purpose of setting the goals is not about achieving it, but it's about who we become in the process, who we become as a person, as a mother, as a wife, as a leader that made that goal worth it. So remember that. It's not about just achieving. It's not just about how much we get, but it's about who we become and what we are able to give. So if things are so easy, you have dreams, you have set goals, you believe, but why is it that some people, that a lot of people, are still not taking action, necessary action to actually make their goals come true? So let me share with you this, the belief system. You know, when God created a human, how much potential do you think people have?
Unlimited.
Anyone?
Unlimited.
We have, human is the only species that have unlimited potential. It is never a question of potential. Because the potential, I didn't even know that I could be a blue diamond. I was shaking when I wrote down my goals. I want to be a blue diamond. And yet now, many years later, we've achieved surpass Blue Diamond and Team Elite and Millionaires. So it's never about potentials, because the potential is unlimited, but the potentials that will determine your action, the action that will determine your results, and results that will determine your beliefs. So somebody with a high belief with the belief that yes, all I need is within me now. I have all the time, I have all the money, I have all the resources to achieve my goals. What action are they going to take? They're going to take massive action. They're going to, with the belief like that, they're going to tap a higher potential in them. With that potential, they're going to take action massively. And then they're going to get the results that confirms, see, I knew that I could do it. But somebody with a low belief, I'm too young to be successful. I am too old to be successful. I don't know enough people to be successful. That should not be an excuse in Greater China. I do not have the education. People who have low belief, they will tap into lower potential. The potential is the same, but you're not tapping it. With that low potential, you will take less action. With the less action, you get the results, which is confirming that, see, I said that I couldn't do it. I was too young. So, it's not about potential. It is about belief. The question is, if you do not have prior success, or if you do not have the belief to be successful, how can we change our belief? This is, by the way, this is the reason, this belief system is the reason why the rich people get more richer, why the successful people become more successful, and why the poor people become poorer. It's a cycle, right? So how to break it? How do you break the cycle? How to break it is by seeing your success before you succeed. There is a research in sports that they study. And the study is, they want to see how much the mind affects the actual performance. So they divided the athletes into 3 groups. The first group is the one who practice every day for 3 hours. The second group, they don't practice. The third group, they practice every day for 3 hours and they visualize the perfect results every time. So they close their eyes, they imagine the ring, and they're visualizing the perfect shoot each time, and they see it perfectly. It goes in, it goes in, it goes in, on top of the 3 hours of their practice. After 6 weeks, they test the actual results. Guess who actually win? It's really not a surprise, right? The third group. So practice alone will actually not make a difference. So more action, if you have the coming back, how to tap into the belief, the potential, is changing the belief by visualizing the perfect results. Can I actually have 3 volunteers that actually speak English on the stage? Can I do that? I still have a little bit of time. I need 3 volunteers that speak English on the stage who would like to help me demonstrate these things. Okay, 1, 2, come on, 3, come on, just 1, 2, 3. The first 3 that goes on the stage. Thank you so much. Can you please give them a hand? 1, 2, 3, 3 amazing ladies. Okay, 4, that's okay. All right. So you all speak English. It's faster translation, right? Yeah. Okay. So I want you to do this. Put your finger on the front and about shoulder, the feet go shoulder width. Look straight and just turn your hands back as far back as you can see. Just create a space. Create a space. Okay? And just 1, 2, 3 and go. Put your hands back all the way that you can see. All the way back that you can see. Okay? Alright, come back. Come back. Now close your eyes, close your eyes, close your eyes, and now imagine you're taking your hands and just imagine, don't take your hands, just imagine that you take your hands and you take it further and you stretch it much further and much further. Close your eyes, just imagine it, that you're without hesitation, without pain, that you are able to stretch your hands further and further and further and further, more than you can imagine. Okay, now open your eyes. Okay, take your hands. Okay, and then now do it again. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again. With the same.
Wow.
Wow. Okay, come back. Okay, do you all see that they all of them could go much further without hesitation? How do you feel?
Yeah, I feel go further, more than the first time. Yeah.
No pain, same
Yeah, no pain, just easy.
Yeah. Easy for you?
Yeah, it's just like you just imagine.
Just imagine it.
Yes.
Wow, isn't it amazing? Can you please give them all a hand? Thank you for being my volunteers, please. So you can all try this at home. I was going to do this with everybody, and I realized that you don't have enough space, you know. But this is amazing. This is just a little example to see that each one of you in this room have unlimited potential, and that's just one visualization, only one exercise, and they could all go much further. Now imagine how we can do this in our Nuskin business. Remember, it's not harder, it's not about working harder. Let me get this, okay? People ask me, do you work hard? And I say, yes, of course I work hard. Working hard, it should be our second nature. But the question of how can we achieve more with what we have is not about working harder if you're already working hard. Do you understand me? But if you just understand how human brain works, life will be so much easier because we have so much potential that we haven't even tried and tapped yet. So this is why the successful people get more successful without any pain. It's not what you think. It's not like maybe they don't get rice, maybe they come from another planet. No, we're the same person. But we just able to tap our potential better by changing our belief, by changing the results in our mind. I was a struggling executive. Not even able, how am I going to maintain my executive? But I have a dream and I visualize a perfect results of my life. What would my life be about if time and money is not a limitation? What would I do if I'm free? When I'm not limited by anything and I could do anything. And you know, what would I do? Who would I be? Where would I go? I had a perfect visualization every day, multiple times a day. And that's why my life today is the result of everything that I have ever thought and dreamed of. My friends, we often overestimate what we could do in a year, but we underestimate what we could do in 5 years. Wherever you are right now, give yourself, commit yourself for the next 5 years. That doesn't matter what, give it all you have. Because you never know what kind of life you will create. If you really, nothing is stopping you. When you really know that you can really give your best in something and reach your potential, you're not only going to change your life, you're going to change the lives of the people around you. My friends, in closing, I just want to share this. When Greater China became the first region that reached $1 billion, you set the Nuskin world on fire. Right now, You know, and it was not about potential, but it was about, because you guys, you are the first region that believed. And because you believe, you tapped into your potential. And that's why you hit $1 billion. And you've done it before and you can do it again. Right now, the whole world and the leaders in every region is looking for you to step up, to inspire us, to show us what is possible so that we could believe in our dreams too. So my friends, let's do this together. Thank you.
Thank you, Lenny.